Sports brought to you by Coca-Cola, Hoosier Tire, Marion's University Ancilla College, First Federal Bank, Big B Coffee, McDonald's, Absolute Plumbing, Heating, and Cooling, Bourbon Street Pizza, Culver Portside Marina, Marshall County REMC, the Pilot News Group, Marshall County Fiber, Johnson Danielson Funeral Home. The Coca-Cola pregame is up next.
Culver's Portside Marina handles all water and recreational needs. When it comes to pontoons, Godfrey leads the industry in performance and quality, and Portside Marina has them in stock. From Sanpan, Aqua Patio, Sweetwater, and Monaco pontoons, if you're looking for a family boat, Culver's Portside Marina can help. Discover the evolution of the wake boat through luxury models offered from Centurion and Supreme Surf Boats. Yamaha Wave Runners and Kawasaki jet skis are on the showroom floor waiting. Located at 514 West Mill Street in Culver. Stop in or call them at 574-842-5000. Culver's Portside Marina.
Who do I perform for? I perform for all the awesome composers whose music deserves to be heard.
I perform for all the stagehands who make sure I never miss a cue.
I perform for our high school choir director who taught me to breathe from the diaphragm and sing from the heart.
Speech, debate, theater, music. The performing arts teach valuable life lessons that typically aren't taught in the classroom. They help high school students learn leadership skills that prepare them to enjoy more satisfying, productive lives.
I perform for Mrs. Evans, my high school debate coach, who has helped me become more confident than I ever dreamed possible.
This message presented by the Indiana High School Athletic Association and the high school in your community.
And we are live at Triton High School. Rusty Dixon along with Peyton Skirvin. We got some bonus basketball for you tonight as the JV's still 2 minutes left to go. So what the heck? Let's do some JV basketball. Are you okay with that?
Absolutely, I am. Rusty, and you know this is just as physical as you'd expect it to be every time you come here. Plymouth, Triton, at least two guys are going to get into it, and that's just how it goes. And that's what you sign up for when you play a little December basketball here in Indiana.
And I got to say, this game, JV-wise, gives you a nice indication of what you're going to see in just a few minutes. As at the free throw line is Blaze Hensley for Triton. He hits a bucket. 38-27 now. The Trojans lead here in JV action, 2:14 to play. Hensley will get a second shot, and that one is up, and it is good. 39-27. Plymouth with the basketball. McCoy Gantz will bring it across, looking for somewhere to go. Left side gives it up to Verhage. Clint Verhage in the corner, trying to hit Chaz Hunt. Couldn't do it. And it's out of bounds. So Kaz was trying to chase it down the corner. Didn't get there. 39-27, 2:03 to play. Triton ball. Long pass to the other end. It was Colton Large all the way down to the other end to Jaden Arnett. And then Max Johnson hits a bucket. Max Johnson, only a sophomore. Can you
scored
believe
a
that?
lot of points tonight, too.
He is. I had the pleasure. Kaz Hunt goes to the bucket, lays it in, and good. Got a lot of contact. 41-29 now. Johnson is started as a freshman as a catcher on the Triton baseball team. He's a heck of a player.
Yeah, that much is clear after watching this JV game here tonight.
He's a man for a sophomore. There's definitely, I think he was probably born in the weight room, looks like to me. And there's a foul by Verhage as Blaze Hensley out near the timeline. Triton just wanting to run the clock here. 41-29 lead, minute 20 to play.
Yeah, and they're more than okay shooting free throws for as long as it takes because they – as we know, that Triton program prides themselves on the free throw line, that's for sure.
One of those things that good programs, they pay attention to detail, and that's one of the details. So Hensley at the free throw line, looking to extend this lead. His first shot is up. It's good. Makes it 42-29.
A lot of points for a JV game, Rusty.
That is.
A lot of made threes both ways.
Hensley again just short this time, and the rebound comes down to Xavier Rauch. Up quickly, McCoy hits Scott in transition, who can't hit the 15-footer. Rebound comes down to Hunt, and he'll go to the free throw line.
I'll tell you what, the more that Kaz figures out this whole basketball thing, man, he's got the play hard factor down. My goodness. I'm excited to kind of see what he turns into as a player. Hasn't played in a couple of years, but he's gotten a lot of boards tonight and a lot of opportunities at the basket.
Well, the other thing with him is you get to see him during the fall. He's a starter for your football team. Shot is around the rim, goes down. 42-29. He showed a willingness to come in and come downhill and hit somebody.
A lot of multi-sport athletes on the court for Plymouth. It's good to see.
Second shot rolls around, no good, and coming out of there with it is Johnson. He'll try to dribble it himself. Goes the length of the floor, tries to hit Hensley, throws it out of bounds, so with a minute left. It's going to be Plymouth basketball trailing 42-30.
And Plymouth's, got to find a way to get some shots up here in a hurry, but a minute is not a lot of time here.
McCoy Gantz brings it over. He'll hand it to Roush, looking inside, nobody there. Verhage comes out, gets it. He'll take the 15-footer off the back of the rim. Rebound to Hunt. He goes up strong, won't go. And the rebound comes down to Hensley, trying to push the issue. Has it knocked away by Verhage, but Clint going to get a foul.
And the game continues to be as physical as you can imagine, Rusty. And you got, like we said, it's what you sign up for. I love coming here. It's one of the biggest, if not the biggest, stadium for a 1A or a basketball arena for a 1A school here in Indiana. And this would, in most states, be one of the biggest in the state.
When I started high school, we played our home games here. First shot by Hensley's off the front of the rim. We were building the new wing, and so we came over here for 2 years to play our home games.
It's a good place to play.
Back in the Bruce Grimm era. Second shot, no good. Rebound contested, but whistle underneath. Must have a lane violation, so we're going to get another one here by Hensley.
I'll tell you, Rusty, it must be a point of emphasis this year for officials, because I've seen a lot of those called, those lane violations.
Yeah. That shot is up off the rim again. Hunt with the rebound. He'll push it up himself over the timeline. Looking to go underneath to Grady Scott. He'll put a reverse layup in. 42-32. 30 seconds left. Man-to-man pressure full court here. Hensley being guarded by Scott. Gets it over the timeline. Now needs help as he kills the dribble. And he'll get it from Johnson. Roush all over him. That's kind of a similar body style there. Roush, a big young man as well. Foul by him. And I think that's going to send, and it will, Johnson to the free throw line. Yeah, Max was a heck of a catcher.
Play football?
Don't remember, honestly, but
I'll ask him if I ever get the chance.
The thing about it is, with their football team, they had so many good seniors. I'm not sure that a sophomore would have had that much chance to even get a lot of playing time, but first shot no good. Second one goes down, and it's 43-32. 12 seconds in the corner. Gantz looking for somewhere to go. Has Roush. He'll take the three off the front of the rim. Johnson with the rebound. That ought to do it with 4 seconds. And it's an over and back, but they'll get away with it with the last 2 seconds. And that's going to do it. So we have played one game here already. 43-32, the final score here as Triton takes the JV game. And in just a few minutes, we will start our pregame for the varsity contest. Plymouth and Triton both come in with records of 1-0. So we'll take a break. We come back. It's Max 98.3's Game of the Week, Plymouth at Triton.
Culver's Portside Marina handles all water and recreational needs. When it comes to pontoons, Godfrey leads the industry in performance and quality, and Portside Marina has them in stock. From Sanpan, Aqua Patio, Sweetwater, and Monaco pontoons, if you're looking for a family boat, Culver's Portside Marina can help. Discover the evolution of the wake boat through luxury models offered from Centurion and Supreme Surf Boats. Yamaha Wave Runners and Kawasaki jet skis are on the showroom floor waiting. Located at 514 West Mill Street in Culver. Stop in or call them at 574-842-5000. Culver's Portside Marina.
Time now for the Coca-Cola pregame show.
And we're back at Triton High School, the trench they call it here. And you mentioned it earlier as we were calling a little bit of the JV game there. There may be blood somewhere tonight. I mean, I don't know how there won't be. This is two teams that want to play very, very similarly on defense. They're going to come at you. They're going to be physical. They're going to be all over the place. So, hey, it's going to be a good night.
Yeah, I mean, you're just going to see the man-to-man basics at the highest level here. No middle, force them to take tough shots, no layups, look to, double team when they take it down to that baseline. But then you're also going to see both teams mix in that zone, Rusty. And that's what's so fun about watching both of these teams. And I think Plymouth, will a little bit more as the season goes on, but Triton has always been able to jump in and out of defenses, being a man, being a 1-3-1, being a 2-3, and you're going to see some dynamic defense here tonight. And it's definitely going to be really fun to watch Triton's first go at it this year.
On the offensive side, you're going to see two completely different approaches to the way to play basketball. I don't want to say Plymouth is free-flowing, but there's a lot more room for, how shall we say it, improvisation. Triton may run 30 different set plays before the night's over.
Well, yeah, and it's just a difference of two different programs that operate different ways. But we talked about it on the way up here is how fun sports can be because of how you can be successful in different ways. And you watch this Triton team that has built their system. You've got 5 or 6 seniors that have been playing together for their entire lives running the same sets, right? So you expect to see Triton come out and run a bunch of different sets they're comfortable with to get those open shots, set good screens, slip when it's there. And like you said on the opposite side, Plymouth, man, it's going to be about space, it's going to be about pace, and it's going to be about knocking down open shots when you get them.
Going to take a break. We come back, we'll talk to the two head coaches. You're listening to Max 98.3's Game of the Week, Triton versus Plymouth.
Coke Zero is now Coke Zero Sugar with great Coke taste. Some people were excited to hear the news. Some were skeptical. So we're not going to have the star of the show you're watching come out and say, "You'll love it." No special jingle written by this week's hottest pop star. No famous internet celebs who happen to be holding the label just so. Okay, maybe just one little pour shot. The only thing that will make you believe Coke Zero Sugar has great Coke taste is trying it yourself. Ice cold Coke Zero Sugar. Try one today.
MCF got its start in 2018 with one goal: bring fast, reliable fiber internet to Marshall County. Today, we offer lightning-fast speeds, equal upload and download with no contracts and no install fees. Whether you're working from home or streaming all night, Marshall County Fiber keeps you connected. We might be the new kid on the block, but we're growing fast, just like our internet. Visit marshallfiber.com or call 574-223-2191. MCF, making rural connections possible.
Coach's Corner brought to you by Marion's University Ancilla College.
And in this segment of the Marion Ancilla Coaches Show, we've got Jason Groves with us, head coach at Triton. And, man, we were just talking off the air a little bit. It's hard to believe we're right back here again where we were a year ago.
I know. Time flies when you get old, I guess. That's for sure.
Let's talk about your team a little bit, and specifically the other night. I mean, nice win for you, but how do you feel it win? You've had a chance to break it down.
I thought overall a good win for us. I mean, we did a lot of good things. I thought the biggest thing, we made improvements from the scrimmage. I thought in the scrimmage we struggled with transition defense. We were just out of position a lot of times. And so we corrected some of those things. Rebounding was one thing that we didn't do a very good job of. I didn't think we actually boxed out. And I thought we improved on that. And so that was a positive sign. But on the flip side, we had way too many turnovers. I mean, I think we had 15 or 17 turnovers, something like that. Just way too many. We've got to cut that down and just be a little bit more patient. We have a lot of guys that can score and do a lot of different things. But if we don't have anything like a really good penetrate and kick three, inside out three, we need to just be a little bit more patient, work the ball, and play as a team offensively a little bit more.
You lost some significant pieces to graduation. How do you feel about the guys you got coming back?
Yeah, I mean, when you lose a guy like Dante Workman and Tanner Whithoyo, those two just seem to be in the right spot at the right time, did a lot for us on both sides of the court. But we have guys that are definitely capable. We have, 5 guys that really with a lot of experience. We have Landon Patrick, Julian Swanson, Gage Riffle all started last year. And then Brady Wood played a lot. He was pretty much our 6th man off the bench. Jaden Overmeyer maybe didn't play quite as much as those 4, but he still was a big part of the season last year. And so we have a lot of guys with experience, and I feel really good about who we have. Brady has really, I thought, made strides over the summer. He's got more athletic. He's a basketball kid. He gets better. He works at his game. And then Jaden Overmeyer is a freak athlete. And so, I think athletically and skill-wise, we may be a little bit better than where we were last year. It's just kind of a matter of getting caught up defensively and offensively with those guys.
I know my partner on basketball, Peyton Skirvin, coaches over here in the younger levels. He loved your younger guys a year ago, your freshmen, obviously, but, the guys on your JV that were freshmen and sophomores, and even the guys under. He feels like you got a base of a lot of really good players coming up.
Yeah, definitely. That sophomore group is really good. There's not a lot of them. There's 5 of them, but they're skilled. They play. They're basketball guys. They work at their game. They're all good kids too. That's the great thing. And then, so this year, I think we're going to mix those guys in. We only have 2 juniors and mix the juniors in as well. But yeah, it's a really good group, and I think that our depth is going to be there this year. I think against OD we went maybe 9-10 deep in the first half. There were a lot of fouls called, so we got in foul trouble, and I felt pretty comfortable doing that. And so it's nice to have that luxury, and we have a lot of good kids who are committed to basketball, and that's a great thing to have.
You mentioned 2 guys earlier, Whit Hoyo and Workman, and the fact that, as undersized as you guys always seem to be, you find that guy that just cleans up the glass. I got to feel like Obermeyer is going to be a big part of that, as kind of that big guy, that enforcer in the middle who can do that for you.
Yeah, definitely. That we've done that in the past. We just, for some reason, the last 10 years we haven't had much size, and we've converted different guys. I can think of Cole McKinney, who was a guard his whole career. He's only probably 5'10", and we moved him to a post his senior year just because he was a smart kid. He could pass. He could. Seemed to be in the right spot. John Gardner, we did that too as well, his senior year. This year it's Jaden Overmeyer. He kind of reminds me of what happened with John Gardner his senior year. John, I thought struggled a little bit as a guard throughout his career. And then when we moved him as 5-man his senior year, it just clicked for him. And it seems like so far this has kind of happened with Jaden. Jaden can do a lot of different things. One, he's really athletic. He can pop out and hit the 3 if he needs to. So he's a hard matchup for a 5-man. And the good thing about him, he's physically strong, so he can defend inside. He's super athletic, so he can board. With him, it's just getting him in the right spots defensively, being able to execute offensively. And so, but he's making those strides, and I see that. And then Isaac Quintana, he's another senior for us who's really, really athletic. He's not super tall, but he can jump, and he's athletic. And so, those will be the guys that we rely on. And like I mentioned, Brady Wood. Brady's not super tall, but he's gotten a lot more athletic. I feel like the jump athletically from his freshman to sophomore year was big, and so we expect a lot of things out of Brady as well.
Talked with Greg Miller a little bit earlier, and he said, I don't know what we're going to do. They got 7 guys on the floor that can hit a 3 at any moment. That's got to be an advantage for you guys to know that any team coming in is going to have to guard the whole floor.
That's one thing. I feel like that. I feel like we have almost 7 guys who could go off for 20 points on any given night. But with that, when you have a lot of guys who can score, sometimes, it's, they want to get their shots all the time. And that's not going to be able to happen. So you have to play team basketball. So we got to be patient. But it is definitely a luxury to have. We can spread people out a little bit more this year. I feel like we're more skilled than we were a year ago. So not only can we shoot, we can put it on the floor and get to the basket. So I think that kind of helps, alleviate the lack of height inside. And so just spread teams out, and then, they're going to have to guard us too. We might have to find ways to match up with them, but they got to guard us as well. And so, I really like this group. We just got to clean up some things and, share the ball, like I said, and play as a team.
Talk about what you see in Plymouth. I mean, you don't have a huge body of work. They got a lot of new players, new faces out there, and you've seen probably one game. What do you see when you look at them?
Well, one, just, from my standpoint and from looking at our team, I think they're long, they're athletic, they're physically strong, which, we just talked, we're not very big, and that could, give us fits a little bit. I think offensively they're very, very balanced. They get out in transition. They're really good in transition. Defensively, they're very scrappy. They protect the basket well. They board well. So, maybe all of our weaknesses are their strengths. And so that maybe concerns me a little bit. So, they're a good basketball team. Greg does a great job with them.
How about your guys? I mean, what do you want to get accomplished tonight?
Just overall, just the physicality and be fundamental doing it. I want to see that on both ends of the court. Offensively, we definitely got to limit our turnovers. Just way too many turnovers against OD. I want to see them attacking, being aggressive in transition, but if nothing's there, being patient. Plymouth's good defensively. They're going to have to work the ball, get cuts, hard cuts, 2 cuts, just get a lot of movement offensively. Defensively, we got to get better in transition. Our transition D has showed up on tape to be not great at times. And so we got to just be more, concerned with them getting out in transition, stopping the ball. And then just team defense, protect the basket area. It's not going to be about necessarily one-on-one matchups. We got to play as a team defensively. And not, the obvious box out and rebound. They're athletic, they're big, they crash the boards. We're going to have to board.
Well, man, I want to thank you for taking the time. Good luck to you tonight, and we'll see you in a few hours.
All right, thanks a lot. Appreciate it.
Jason Groves, head coach at Triton.
There's a trend happening around the educational world. More and more high school graduates are attending smaller community colleges to start their educational journey. At Marian University's Ancilla College, we welcome students from all walks of life. The opportunities at Marian University are endless, from living on campus to being a collegiate student athlete. From day one, your professors will help you create a plan for a success at Marian and beyond. Find out more about Marian University's Ancilla College through our website at marian.edu/Ancilla today.
And in this segment of our coaches show, Greg Miller joins me. Man, I got to say, that was a really good win for you guys the other night. I thought you played extremely well.
Yeah, you know what? I mean, coming out first game of the year, you don't know a ton about the other team, and honestly, you don't know a ton about yourself sometimes, as we've talked about, just our lack of experience and new guys, and majority of our guys getting their first real varsity minutes. A little bit of a slow start. Once we eased into it, we settled down. We did a great job taking care of the basketball. For being the smaller team, we rebounded well when we needed to. And so, yeah, very pleased with the start of the year. Absolutely not perfect, but basketball is it's an imperfect game. And so want to, see us continue to get better as the year goes on.
I think I mentioned to you that that night that the thing that surprised me it didn't surprise me that you were so aggressive and physical and absolutely all over it on defense. What surprised me was you did that game one with a lot of young guys who sometimes they're not quite as willing to be that physical and aggressive in their first night or whatever. I mean, it was amazing to see that right out of the gate.
Yep. Yeah, and I mean, that's something that's going to have to travel for us. And, coming from college basketball, I think I talked about this post game. There's 3 things that have to travel in college, and it's defense, it's rebounding, and then it's your upperclassmen. Freshmen and sophomores, it's difficult for them to travel early in the season sometimes. And, I think we may see that tonight going to Triton. But our defense traveled, honestly, like I said, rebounding. We lost the glass by 2 to a team that was bigger, but also they had 12 more turnovers than us. And so those are 12 opportunities we didn't get to get a defensive rebound. So that affects your rebounding numbers a little bit. But, yeah, I mean, hopefully we can come out and do the same thing tonight, be aggressive, be physical, take care of the basket, take care of the ball, and then figure everything else out from there.
The other thing, and Coach DuPont talked about this too, he was kind of surprised with the athleticism. And I don't know that he was surprised, but just didn't expect you guys to be so athletic. I mean, you got some guys who, quite frankly, I think they'd be good at any sport they played.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. I mean, we have some really good athletes. We're strong. Like I said, defensively, we want to be fast and physical, and hopefully we can overwhelm some teams with that. And the thing that I want to see us do a better job of is creating offense from our defense. And I would have liked to have seen us do that more. We did force them into 24 turnovers. But a lot of those were dead ball turnovers, which are still turnovers, which is good. But, you'd like to see us be able to go get a couple of easy ones early in the game to maybe settle us in a little sooner even.
I'm going to bring him up again just because it once again it surprised me. Nguyen, I mean, just the swagger. He's like a completely different player.
Yep, playing with a ton of confidence right now. He's a senior. He had a good scrimmage for us, against a really good Logan Sport team. Logan Sport is, I think they beat Peru by like 16 or something, and that was a great scrimmage for us. And he was the one that settled us down, hit a couple shots early, got us going, and I'm expecting him to do that all year. And as the year goes on, teams are going to start scouting more, but he's gonna be the guy for us.
It looks like he's not gonna back off of that for a second. I mean, that's the thing that got me. He had a real in your face kind of attitude about the thing, and I like that.
Yeah, no, absolutely. I mean, he's put in the work, and so that promotes confidence, and we're gonna need him to continue playing with that confidence throughout the year.
Talk about how you've had a chance to go back and look at it and assess it. What do you feel about game one?
Want to see us play with a little more pace and a little more ball movement and player movement offensively. Part of that comes with game one. Part of that comes with, they switched a ton. And so once again, not having any film on them or anything of that, we had to make some adjustments as we went, and the guys were able to do that. But yeah, like I said, a positive discontent. It's always nice getting to 1-0 before Thanksgiving, and we've had some funky weather, so we haven't been in the gym as much as we would like. But we had a good practice yesterday. Got to prep for all of Triton's 30-some sets they're going to run tonight. And, we just got to be ready for that and settle in early.
Talk about the practice week. I mean, don't want to spend a ton of time on it because it's the same for both teams. But I mean, not being able to do routine is very important, and I don't think people understand how much preparation goes into practice. And we're going to do this and this. I mean, you may be a week ahead on your practice plan. Well, now that's all blown up.
It's funny. I'm huge on routine, and so we had an e-learning day yesterday. And, so then we practiced at 2 instead of 3:30. And, the guys came in, a little goofy. They've been at home. They've been e-learning, it's snowy outside. And so we had to get some of the goofy out of us early before we could really settle in. And then we went Friday morning, day after Thanksgiving, and then game canceled on Saturday. So then we practiced in the morning. But as practice was going on, the snow started coming down sooner. And so our AD came in and it's like, hey, you're going to have to end a half hour early today just to get everybody out of here and safe. And so we had to get through stuff pretty quickly. But, once again, with a young team, it's not ideal. But, credit to the guys for doing what they needed to do. And, we'll be prepared tonight.
You're lucky if they're goofy only when they have e-learning days.
Yeah, no, you're absolutely right.
Let's talk about Triton a little bit. I mean, you mentioned the 30. Jason Groves has been doing the same thing for however long, and it works. I mean, that's one of the best, at least if not best programs overall, best small school programs you're ever going to run up against. And they're good again.
But yeah, they are. And honestly, I think, we had talked last year with him and, before and after the game, and he thought that this year was their year to have a really special team. And, watching their first game against Oregon Davis, they had 7 players hit a 3. There's going to be a lot of teams in the state of Indiana who don't have 7 players hit a 3 all season, and they did it in game 1. So, yeah, they're hard to guard. They're a veteran team. They've been doing their stuff, for years. They've been running this stuff since 5th and 6th grade, and so they run their stuff extremely well. It's going to be a tough game for us. It is. Now, we've got to show up. We've got to guard their stuff, and then we've got to be smart with the basketball. Don't give them easy looks, with turnovers and such. So, we're prepared. We're ready. We just got to go out and execute.
Once again, a non-conference game, so I'm sure there's a lot of stuff on the list that, quite frankly, you just want to get better at as you go on.
Yeah.
I mean, what's on the list for you to get better at tonight?
One big thing, and we're going to keep talking about this, is adversity response. There could be a time tonight where they do hit 3 threes in a row. They shoot it so well. They play fast. They've got good motion and good sets. And, how do we respond? And, I thought that we responded to adversity well. We never gave up the lead. Once we took the lead in the second quarter, we never gave it up, even after they made a couple runs, John Glenn. So that's going to be huge for us, being able to control the game on both sides of the floor with our athleticism, with our physicality, and then ultimately being able to take care of the basketball and rebound. So, those are the things we want to improve on, because we've got some really good opponents coming up. Our conference is as brutal as ever. So this will be a great game for us early in the year for our young guys to go on the road again. Just like I said, try and get better throughout the year.
Well, man, I'll tell you what, don't run into a snowbank on the way over. I mean, and we'll see you in a few hours.
Yep, that sounds good. Thanks, Rusty.
Greg Miller, head coach at Plymouth.
Johnson Danielson Funeral Home has been established in the community of Plymouth since 1879, and its staff is committed to providing care that goes beyond the expected in serving today's families who call Marshall County their home. They welcome families seeking options and alternative ways to pay tribute to someone, from burial packages to pre-planning to planning a checklist. The professionals, along with caring staff at Johnson Danielson, are available to assist your family 24 hours a day by simply calling 574-936-2829. Visit their website at johnsondanielson.com for a complete list of services. Johnson Danielson Funeral Home. Service beyond expectation.
Looking for a stable career in an industry that doesn't slow down? Hoosier Racing Tire in Plymouth, Indiana is seeking motivated people who believe in quality and want to work in a safe environment. With thorough training provided for all positions, no experience needed. Second, third, and weekend shift production wages start around $20 an hour, with potential at $25 an hour within a year. Quarterly bonuses, paid time off, and health insurance benefits that start on day one. Apply online at HoosierTire.com. That's HoosierTire.com. Hoosier Tire is an equal opportunity employer.
Absolute Plumbing, Heating, Cooling of Plymouth has become one of the leading service companies in northern Indiana, serving Marshall, Stark, St. Joe, Fulton, LaPorte, Elkhart, and Kosciuszko County since 2014. They specialize in residential, commercial plumbing, heating, and cooling services. They also handle drain cleaning, water heater repair, commercial refrigeration, furnaces, generators, and much more. And they're the area's only York brand dealer. That's why Michiana has made Absolute Heating and Cooling their one-stop shop for service needs. Locally owned and operated with over 20 years of experience in the trade. Visit their website at AbsolutePHC.com for complete service information. Absolute Plumbing, Heating, and Cooling, the area's top York brand dealer. Here's the keys to the game.
Well, we're back at Triton High School. Rusty Nixon with Peyton Skirvin. Keys to the game. In a game like this tonight, it got to be defense in my mind. It's whoever keeps the other guy off the offensive boards, I think, is going to be.
I think you're right about that, Rusty. And the other part of that is, the extra possessions. You can't give away free possessions. No turnovers, right? The team that turns the ball over more, number one, you're going to give wide open layups on the other end of the court, right? Which you've seen Triton do time and time again. And Plymouth is getting a lot better in that transition game, as we've seen. Okay, but you just can't turn the ball over, Rusty, if you want to win this game tonight.
And who's going to be the cooler? You heard Greg Miller mention it. 7 guys hit threes the other night for Triton. Basically, there's nobody sitting over there in a white uniform that can't bury it from long distance.
Yeah, you got to run them off the line. I mean, you're the more athletic-looking team. You're longer, you're taller. You've got the quick twitch. Run them off the line, force them to get inside, and try to hit some shots over you. And Triton on the other end, force Plymouth to knock down some outside shots.
Take a break. When we come back, we'll have our starting lineup. It's Max 98.3's Game of the Week, Triton against Plymouth.
At Marshall County REMC, they are more than just your electric provider. They're your neighbors, your partners, and your connection to a brighter future. Since 1936, they have been powering homes, farms, and businesses with reliable service, innovative energy solutions, and a commitment to our community that never wavers. It's not just about keeping the lights on. It's about keeping our community strong. Marshall County REMC, powering progress, powering you. Learn more at marshallremc.com.
Here's your starting lineup, brought to you by First Federal Savings.
And just in front of the tip-off, it's going to be Kalen Ellery, Parker Wolf, Dan Nguyen, Caleb Ellery, and Parker Bagley for Plymouth on the Triton side. Landon Patrick, Jaden Obermeyer, Gage Ripple, Brady Wood and Julian Swanson, the 5 starters for Jason Groves, were ready to go. Ellery jumping against Overmeyer. It's going to be Plymouth basketball. Dan Nguyen will bring it over. Just underway, no score. Pass goes to Kalen Ellery. Top of the key, Wolf. Nguyen on the left wing. Drives it back to the middle. Nothing there. Has Kalen. He'll work back to the middle now. Tries to spin move in the paint. Fall away jumper. Falls short. Wolf able to knock it. Oh, they're going to send it the other way. It looked like Parker got that off of Patrick underneath, but they're going to give it to Triton, and I don't know what this is over.
Oh, we got something on the floor.
We got something on the floor.
Probably from a pom-pom. Is it red? Yep. No. Seen that a lot this year so far. Only the second game, but we've seen that.
Just underway. Triton with their first possession now. As Patrick brings it over, has Ripple looking in the middle, nothing there. Passes it up to Brady Wood, the sophomore. Saw a lot of him last year. Swanson, top of the key. Waiting for somebody to pop out. He'll hand it off to Patrick. Left side Wood, he'll drive it. Has a little space, decides against the shot, gives it back to Patrick. He'll take it right side. Ripple will take the 3 from the corner, back of the rim, and the rebound comes down to Kalen Ellery. Plymouth on the possession. Nguyen brings it up. 7 minutes. We're just underway here in the first quarter. Kalen Ellery, corner to Caleb. He'll take the 3 from there. Off the rim, rebound comes down to Ripple, and Triton will have it back. No score. Patrick has Ripple in transition. Now to Overmeyer. Landon Patrick with it. Left wing, waiting for somebody to pop out off the screen. Gets it to Ripple on the right wing. In the corner, Wood will take the 3. He'll bury it. You cannot let that guy have an open look. We saw that a year ago.
Yeah, and only a sophomore. He's cold-blooded, Rusty. That's just, we saw it last year multiple times, and he will hit it with any space.
He hit 2 game winners. We're talking about buzzer beaters as a freshman. So this is a guy that is not afraid to put the ball in the air. Corner it goes to Caleb Ellery. Plymouth with the possession. The win. Top of the key. He'll hand it to Caleb. He'll go down into the left corner. Caleb working out top of the key. He's got Swanson on him. Now to Bagley. Turns and faces. Off the screen to win. Able to save it. He'll try the baseline. Cut off. Spins into the paint. Kicks it. Bagley, 15-footer. It's short. Rebound to Parker Wolf. He'll throw it in. It'll be right in the hands of Gage Ripple. Pass goes into the paint. Swanson all the way to the bucket. He'll lay it in.
Nice
Julian
physical take,
Swanson.
Rusty. They work on it a lot, just going off at 2 feet, finishing with your shoulders square. See a lot of those power layups.
5-0 now. Triton. Caleb Ellery to Parker Bagley on the left wing, looking in the middle. Nobody comes through, so Kalen Ellery gives it to Caleb on the right wing. Pass top of the key to Nguyen. Patrick all over him, tried to knock it away. We're going to get a whistle, and I'm not sure what this is going to be. Oh, looks like Dan ran out of his shoe. So they're going to give him a chance to put it back on.
A little blown tire.
And so he'll take it out here as it's 5-0 Triton, 5:13 to play in the first. Caleb Ellery with the inbound. Swanson on him. Right side to Nguyen. Tries baseline, cut off by Swanson. Nguyen thought about the shot. Takes it to the paint and set. He'll force his way in for a short jumper. No good, and Patrick comes away with a rebound. Up quickly. It's Ripple on the right corner. He'll give it up to Swanson. He'll drive it. And he'll get a blocking foul here. I think that's going to go on to win.
Tell you what, this Triton team does a good job of those north-south dribbles, Rusty, trying to get at the basket rather than, wasting those dribbles going side to side. They just create a lot when they go down the hill like that.
Well, you heard Greg Miller talk. Jason Groves thinks this could be a very special group, Ripple. And you know why when you see all those senior athletes out there. Swanson thought about it, backs it out. Has Wood. Gives it up to Patrick. Down on the baseline, all alone. Overmeyer able to sneak back in and get it. And that's going to bring a 30-second timeout by Greg Miller. 7-0, 4:32 to play. We'll take a quick break. You're listening to Max 98.3's Game of the Week.
When it comes to your money, you want a bank that understands you. At First Federal Savings Bank, we offer more than just a place to deposit your paycheck. We're here for you every step of your journey. Need a loan for that new dream home? We've got you covered. Looking to save for the future? Let's make it happen together. From personal banking to business banking, we offer full-service solutions tailored to your needs, online, in person, or over the phone. No matter where you are, we're with you every step of the way. First Federal Savings Bank. We don't want to be the biggest bank, just the best. Borrowers must meet underwriting guidelines. First Federal Savings Bank is FDIC insured and equal housing lender. NMLS number 399927.
Back at Triton High School, Dan Nguyen gets the inbound out of the timeout, throws it into the corner to Caleb Ellery. Now Kalen, right wing. Wolf, corner on the left side now to Nguyen. 7-0 to score. Plymouth needed a quick timeout. Parker Bagley, bang on three. Got an open look and threw it down.
Yeah, they've had a few good open looks, Rusty. Finally got one to fall.
7-3 now, 4:01, and a little more intensity on defense, and Riffle has his pocket picked, headed for the basket. Saves
shooter.
it, left him alone in the corner, and boy, you don't get away with that often, as Riffle misses a three, and Bagley comes away with the rebound, but foul is called.
Yeah, it's a silly one by Wood. Just, Plymouth's got the rebound, sprint back. You can tell Triton, they're not really crashing the boards much offensively, Rusty. Surprisingly, they're just sprinting back on defense, getting set up. So see if that continues.
3:45 and counting, 7-3 the score. Plymouth out in front. Kalen Ellery has it, left wing, gonna drive it, cut off. Spin move, gets to the block, fall away jumper off the glass, no good. Overmeyer will come out of there with his first rebound of the night. Kalen tries to steal it. Now Wood goes to the bucket, has it knocked away by Caleb Ellery into the hands of Parker Bagley, and steal is the first turnover of the game. 7-3, Plymouth with the ball, they trail it. The win, Kalen Ellery drives it, gets to the right block, and he'll get fouled on the way there. I think it's going to be Overmeyer.
Good job. They've done a good job of getting Caden the ball in space so far. You got to be able to play off of that, right? He's getting down the hill, find that drop-off pass, somebody pop up for the catch and shoot.
Isaac Quintana will come on as Wood will take a seat. 3:11.
Wood
pass.
second.
Nguyen. Bang! Three-pointer. Dan Nguyen makes it 7-6. 3:02 to play here in the first. Overmeyer has Swanson on the right side. Triton with the basketball. They lead it by one. He'll get it to Patrick on the left wing, looking for somebody to cut through. He'll drive it himself. Kicks in the corner all alone. Overmeyer for three. Misses everything, and the win comes away with a rebound. He'll bring it across. Tries to go left side. He'll have Caleb Ellery come out, take the handoff. Working into the paint and up in there. Kicks it to Bagley on the baseline, right side. He'll drive it back out, gets to the paint corner. Kalen for three. Off the front of the rim. Rebound comes to Overmeyer, his second. Triton with it. Swanson brings it up. Picked up by Caleb Ellery. Right side Patrick with Nguyen on him. Drives it to the block, gets in there, has the ball come free, but he got fouled, and I think that's going to be the second one on Nguyen.
Yeah, we'll see what they – looks like they're going to change I don't know who they're taking out. Yeah, they were originally going to take Parker out. They're going to change that. Tyrone in for the first time here tonight, Rusty.
Grayson Tyrone on the floor.
Had a good game one.
Yes, he did. Pass by Patrick comes into Riffle. 2:13 to play here in the first. 7-6 Triton. Swanson, right side to Riffle. Looking to drive Bagley. Force into the baseline. He'll give it to Quintana on the block instead. Tries to back in against Wolf. Gives it up to Patrick. Now out front to Swanson. On the drive, and he tries to shoot the pull-up 15-footer. Kind of broke Tyrone's ankles and then couldn't put the shot in.
Yeah, he honestly did a step back. He probably just could have taken it all the way, but he stepped back and let Grayson contest the shot.
7-6, minute 45. Caleb has it. Right side to Parker Bagley. Top of the key, Kalen. Back to Bagley. He'll take the three from the left side. Off the back of the rim, comes away to Patrick. His second rebound. He'll push the issue. Gets all the way to the paint. Has it knocked away. Parker Wolf will come out of there with it. Second turnover for Triton. Underneath. Caleb Ellery almost throws it in. Gets fouled, I think, on the way.
So
no call. Isaac Quintana will come away with a rebound. Letting him play a little bit. I like that. Overmeyer in the paint, left side. Quintana, top of the key. Patrick. Swanson now. Dribbles back left. Patrick thought about the three. Gets his man in the air, drives it to the bucket, draws the foul.
Yeah, I understand Ellery going for that backside block. You got to just, even when you are clean, sometimes the optics of that arm swinging down just gets you that foul call. You're better off trying to stay straight up a little bit and block it at the end, but you can't fault the aggressiveness on the backside.
Landon Patrick will shoot the free throw. Triton leads 7-6, 1 minute exactly to play. Here in the first, he'll hit the first one. Second one upcoming, and coming onto the floor will be Blaze Hensley. Oh, no, that's Jamison Swanson. Sorry. Blaze Hensley wore 5 in that JV game. Came out there, I thought. And he is on the roster here.
Swanson and Swanson, huh?
Swanson and Swanson. So I got Swanson and Swanson, Ellery and Ellery. At least we don't have the win and the win. Yet. Patrick hits the second one, makes it 9-6. Under a minute to play in the first. Triton with the lead. Caleb Ellery for Plymouth with the ball. Hands it to Cale and almost got away from him. Now back to Caleb in the left corner. He'll drive it to the middle. Has Parker Wolf in the corner to Bagley for 3. Off the rim. Rebound underneath. Kalen Ellery with a putback.
Great look, and then, when the defense is out of sorts, you're able to crash the boards and get one.
30 seconds to play here in the first. 9-8 Triton. Bringing it across Patrick. They'll play for 1. I'm 100% sure here. 22 seconds, and Plymouth will come out on the defense and push the issue.
Is it a backdoor or a lob? That's the question.
Swanson out near the timeline. Has Overmeyer popping up to the free throw line. Swanson now drives it right side, loses a handle out of bounds. It's going to go to Plymouth.
Now, you know how Triton is, man. They get their sets going, and they look for the back door, and then what we call a 2 to the side. Just dribbles it off his knee.
9-8, 3 seconds. Caleb with a long 3 off the rim. Wolf thought about trying to get it, but couldn't get it in time. So that's going to be 1 quarter of play. It is Triton 9 and Plymouth 8. We'll take a quick break. We'll come back with quarter number 2. You're listening to Max 98.3's Game of the Week.
Coke Zero is now Coke Zero Sugar with great Coke taste. Some people were excited to hear the news. Some were skeptical. So we're not going to have the star of the show you're watching come out and say, "You'll love it." No special jingle written by this week's hottest pop star. No famous internet celebs who happen to be holding the label just so. Okay, maybe just one little pour shot. The only thing that will make you believe Coke Zero Sugar has great Coke taste is trying it yourself. Ice cold Coke Zero Sugar. Try one today.
Back at Triton High School, they call it the Trench. Plymouth and Triton. Max 98.3's Game of the Week, 9-8. Triton here, and we're going to have a debut of sorts. Peyton Skirvin going to call number 2 for us. So, Peyton,
should be fun.
You're just a man of all. You're just a utility guy. You can do it all.
What can you say? You got a face for it, for the radio. You love it so much.
So Peyton Skirvin will have the call for second quarter here, 9-8 Triton.
And it's going to be Trojan ball coming out here, Rusty. It's a low-scoring affair, which is kind of what we expected coming into this with the way both these teams play, the style of play. But we'll see what Trojans, the Trojan offense can get going here. Ball up top, swung left side. They're going to look at the wing to Patrick. Patrick looking to set something up. Top of the key, swung to Riffle. Riffle takes a long one, Rusty. Whew. Not the best shot. Stolen away. Yikes.
Talk about not giving up on a play. I mean, that's Triton through and through.
You take your head away for 1 second, Rusty, and Patrick just slides in and steals it. Those are the kind of plays that drive a coach insane. That's why you go bald at a young age, they say when you coach. Turnovers and offensive rebounds.
Even worse, that's going to be foul number 2 on Ellery.
It is. Going to send Patrick to the line, and we talked about Triton's ability at the line. First one up and in, and you just don't want to put them there, Rusty. It's just 3 points, the clock stops, and allows them to get their defense set up on the other end. Like you said, Ellery's going to take a seat here with 2. Got to go a little smaller here with Plymouth's lineup. Well, look for him to space it out.
Bring Nguyen back in. He's got 2 as well, so we'll see what happens here.
Shot up, no good. Rebounded by Nguyen. Going to look to push the issue here. Like you said, Plymouth small here. They're going to start in a box set, trying to get it to Ellery to set it up. Caleb, that is. Right side on the wing. Looking for somewhere to go. Swings it back up top to Dan. Coach Miller shouting out instructions for his boys.
Nobody really moving right now.
No, they're setting everything up. Looks like we're going to set up some sort of stagger screen off the handoff to Ellery. He's going to attack middle, swings it back to Wynn. Screened by Wolf. Handoff back to Grayson. Grayson's going to attack middle, going off 2 feet, blocked. Offensive rebound by Wolf, put back in for an easy 2 for Plymouth. That's going to tie the game up here 10-10 with 7 minutes left here in the second.
Parker Wolf's going to have a heck of a year. I can tell that. He doesn't mind taking out the garbage.
He does. Patrick right side, swings it up top. That's Swanson. Over to Swanson, over to Overmeyer, looking to swing it back up top, drives middle, top of the key, defense by Red, keeping him out. Ball back up top, that's Overmeyer again. Swung up top to Patrick, kind of that point guard of this offense. Swung back to the wing, Patrick cuts through, ball right side, top of the key. They're in that 5-out motion. Handoff right side, that's Patrick, swung back over to Swanson. Swanson attacks middle, good pass down below. Gets it to go, that's Julian Overmeyer. With the assist from Swanson, good offense there by Triton, good patience to get the 2.
Good assist by Swanson and Overmeyer with his 4th point.
Ellery up top, Caleb getting him set up, looking at that horns look. Ball goes up top to Bagley. Bagley right side, handoff to Dan Nguyen. Into the ball screen, dribbling right side, back up top to Tyrone. Sets the offense back up. Handoff to Caleb. Caleb top of the key, attacks middle, kick out. That's Bagley out in the corner, no good. So that's about his 4th attempt. Got one to fall earlier, but cold since.
Overmeyer with his 3rd rebound on that.
Swanson left side of the wing, kicks it to the corner. That's Overmeyer driving, attacking over Ellery, misses. Rebounded by Gwynn. He's going to push. Pushes middle, looking for Wolf inside, not there. Handoff to Tyrone. Tyrone attacks middle. He's going to spin and kick it out to Ellery. Ellery gets the handoff, attacks middle, pull-up jumper. That's good.
Well, that's a heck of a shot.
It is, and that's what Caleb Ellery can do, man. He can attack. He's got that pull-up jumper. That mid-range game is so underutilized in today's game. It's going to be Patrick bringing it up again. He's been the main distributor for Triton. Looks high post, back door, not going to be there. Handoff back to Patrick. Patrick attacks middle on the floor. Wolf's on the floor with it. He's going to steal it. Wynn comes up with it. He's going to push middle and a foul. That's going to be Patrick fouling him on the transition. And, Plymouth getting what they want on that defensive end, Rusty, and it's kind of allowing them to get some offense out of it.
Parker Wolf just went after that thing and pulled it away.
Plays so hard, doesn't he?
He plays every play like it's his last.
Caden back in the game, not a surprise. You just tell him not to foul, play smart. You're only giving up 12 points, keep playing solid defense, and just don't foul out. Inbound to Win. He's going to take it out there in a 5-out set. Hudson Davis in for the first time. Hudson's going to come off a screen from Dan. Up top to Grayson, Tyrone. Tyrone dribbles once, back over to Dan. Cut through by Ellery. Caden into the corner. Oh, man, Hudson Davis going to fire one up. He buries it, Rusty. The fans love it. The big boy steps in and buries one in the corner. That's cold-blooded.
His first touch of the night. Buries a 3.
Back up to Patrick. He swings it right side. That's going to be Brady Wood. Rotates all the way to the corner to Swanson. Screen's being set. Swanson drives baseline. Nowhere to go. He attacks middle this time. Kicks it out. Julian Swanson rotates back over to Wood. Wood hands it off. Swinging it around. Back over to Julian Swanson. Looking for Colton Large in the game for the first time. Swings it right side on the right wing. That's going to be Wood attacking. Kicks it out. Looks for Swanson. Swanson can't get it to go. A physical attack at the basket, but no dice. Ellery back the other way. Kicks it out to his brother Caleb. Caleb in the corner. Back to Kalen. Kalen dribbling left side. Pull-up jumper. Not enough. A little short. Rebound by Triton. Outlet. Looking to get the offense set up again is Swanson. Over to other Swanson.
Swanson to Swanson. Jamison with it now. Now you know what I go through.
Rotates left side. Ball up top. Attacking middle. Brady Wood, the sophomore, kicks it out. Ball on the right side. High post cut by Quintana. Looking to get him involved inside. Ball swung back outside to Wood again. Wood attacks right side. Pull-up jumper outside the paint. Can't get it to go. Quintana, the offensive rebound. Back underneath to Large. Large goes up. Got fouled in the process. They don't call it. Rebound by Davis. Ellery comes up with a loose ball over to his brother Kalen. Kalen looking to attack before the defense gets set up. Over to Dan in the wing. Corner 3, no good. Tipped out. Hudson Davis keeps it alive. Back out to Caleb. Caleb fires one up off the front iron and out. Good looks for Plymouth. Triton defense not getting set up like they need to. Swanson back the other side quickly. Kick out to Julian. Got it. Tie game, 15s, little under 3 minutes to play.
Well, you heard Jason Groves in that pregame talk about how he really wasn't happy with his transition defense, and you begin to see a little bit of that here.
You definitely do, Rusty. Ellery to Ellery, back over to Caleb. Comes off the screen, pull up long to not going to go off the front iron again. Rebounded, Swanson. Up, knocked out of bounds the pass. Tried to get it to Brady Wood, and Caleb tipped it out of bounds right into the, we probably call the intermediate school section over there. As Triton always does. They bring every kid in town to the game.
I got to, just a couple of times down the floor here, I just feel like that probably wasn't the shot Greg Miller wanted a couple of times.
You'd like to get some layups, something off a pass.
Well, maybe just one more pass. It was just a little quick.
Triton taking their time, setting up the handoff. It's Patrick. Over to Julian. Julian inside, down to Overmeyer. Overmeyer looking to make something happen down here in this short corner on the right side. He's going to give the handoff over, pass back out. Jamison Swanson hits it again. Steps into a three, and a good start for the sophomore.
What a pickup off the bench he has had.
Tell you what, he looks like a sophomore. He's a young-looking face, but, man, he's playing like a senior. Handoff.
Can shoot, that's for sure.
Left side to Bagley. Bagley attacks. He's stripped, stolen away. Here comes the transition. It's Jamison again. He's going to kick it out. Deep three. Riffle off the back iron. Put back no good. Jamison back to him again. That's going to be Overmeyer for the easy two. And Coach Miller's seen enough. He's going to take a full timeout. 20-15, a minute and a half left here in the second. Little run here by the Trojans.
Take a break. We'll come back. You're listening to Max 98.3's Game of the Week.
When it comes to your money, you want a bank that understands you. At First Federal Savings Bank, we offer more than just a place to deposit your paycheck. We're here for you every step of your journey. Need a loan for that new dream home? We've got you covered. Looking to save for the future? Let's make it happen together. From personal banking to business banking, we offer full-service solutions tailored to your needs, online, in person, or over the phone. No matter where you are, we're with you every step of the way. First Federal Savings Bank. We don't want to be the biggest bank, just the best. Borrowers must meet underwriting guidelines. First Federal Savings Bank is FDIC insured and equal housing lender. NMLS number 399927.
Welcome back to the Trench, the Trojan Trench. One of the finest 1A basketball arenas you're going to find. And nothing better than a little December basketball here in Indiana, Rusty.
Let's talk about the cuisine as well.
Well, Bosco sticks, the popcorn.
The popcorn, Dee Grennert, who worked with me at the Pilot for about 200 years, says this is the best popcorn
I agree.
At any gym in the state of Indiana. And believe me, she would know. She may have been to every one of them.
Wynn going to bring it full length of the court, left to the right on your radio dial here tonight. Wynn going to bring it across, see what Plymouth's got drawn up. Obviously looking for Kalen Ellery. Finally get it to him here at this extended high post. He's going to come off a little rub cut, looking to attack one-on-one. Got Tyrone in the corner. If he wants it, he's going to take it in and get fouled. Fouled by Overmeyer. Good job there of getting the ball to Ellery and allowing him to get to where he can attack the basket.
This is only the third foul by Triton. They've played incredibly clean. I don't know that both teams have played clean so far as turnovers. There only been, Triton I guess has 4, but
shot up
clean game.
Caden Ellery, he's going to knock down the first one. He's done well at the free throw line so far this year, Rusty. Knocks down the front end here. Allows Plymouth make a sub. Looks like Wolf in. Both Ellerys. We've got Tyrone and Bagley at the 5 for Plymouth. Shot no good.
You're going to learn. Don't ever say anything about how well somebody's doing.
The announcer jinx. Ball brought up by Patrick. Coach Groves shouting out, demands where he wants his boys to go. Patrick sets it up, looks high post to Overmeyer. Overmeyer looks to work. He gets a little rub screen. Overmeyer jump. Yep, they're going to call an offensive foul, and that's a really good call on Landon Patrick. Did that. It's an illegal screen, but you say you're trying to rub by, and every once in a while you get a pretty good official that'll call it, and that's just a good call. That's also going to be his second.
I was going to say, more importantly, that's 2 fouls on a really key piece. I mean, Landon can score. He doesn't, but he sets everybody else
up. He really does. Caleb top of the key, looks for his brother, handoff over to Bagley, swung across to Wolf, back over to Caleb, looking for Kalen inside. He's going to dish it down to him, short corner, jump stop, kick out to Tyrone. Tyrone pivots, looking for somewhere to go, and we're going to get an offensive foul right back. This one on Kalen for the same thing, a moving screen, and unfortunately that's going to be his third.
Yeah, he's going to have to sit for a while.
You know, and that's those kind of turnovers too, Russ. Not only is it an offensive foul, it's a turnover. You don't get the shot you want. Now Triton probably gets to play for one shot. We're going to see the senior Brady Allen here his first minutes. See what he can do to help this Plymouth defense out in foul trouble. It's going to be Patrick once again bringing it across the half-court line. Triton set up in a 5-out look, looking to dribble the clock out. Pressured by Ellery, he's right side. Dribbles it back over, left side, hands it off to Wood. Wood going to wait until the 5 count. Doesn't look like there's going to be one. Brady not playing tight enough. Plymouth's just going to sag back, play their defense. Back to Patrick, 13 seconds left. Trojans up 4 here late in the second. Right side, Riffle back up top, looks for Patrick on the left side, top of the key. Coming off of screens left and right is everybody. Kick out, and there's going to be a foul on Caleb Ellery, 1.1 on the clock. Lucky for Plymouth, that's not going to send him to the bonus, so not a horrible foul. See what Plymouth sets up in here. You got 1.1, Rusty, so you're looking for something quick. Be
It's
Riffle.
probably a catch and shoot. I would think Riffle's going to put it in. Hey.
Oh, he just throws it away into Caleb. Caleb's going to take a half-court shot. Not good. 20-16, the Trojans lead after a fun and physical first half, Rusty, about we expected. And we'll talk a little bit more about that first half once we get back from the break.
Obviously a little communication error. I think he was thinking Overmeyer was going to pop out to the free throw line and take that lob, and it just ended up going nowhere. So, all right, we'll take a break. We come back, we'll have our halftime show. You're listening to Max 98.3's Game of the Week. Halftime score, Triton leads this one 20-16. We'll be right back.
Coke Zero is now Coke Zero Sugar with great Coke taste. Some people were excited to hear the news. Some were skeptical. So we're not going to have the star of the show you're watching come out and say, "You'll love it." No special jingle written by this week's hottest pop star. No famous internet celebs who happen to be holding the label just so. Okay, maybe just one little pour shot. The only thing that will make you believe Coke Zero Sugar has great Coke taste is trying it yourself. Ice cold Coke Zero Sugar. Try one today.
Who doesn't like pizza, right? But have you tried the pizza at Bourbon Street Pizza lately? More fresh ingredients and a new pizza sauce recipe. It's like a slice of heaven each and every time you take a bite. And now there's 16 new style of pizzas for you to choose from on the menu. And let's not forget the mouth-watering wings or their 5 different pasta dishes to choose from. Bourbon Street Pizza with area locations in Plymouth, Culver, Argus, Walkerton, Napanee, and in Bourbon. If you're looking for a quick and delicious dinner for the entire family to enjoy, look no further than a Bourbon Street Pizza location near you.
In a world where there's so many ways to get your news, stay connected by finding out information about your school, local news, along with sports and current events. With a subscription to the Pilot News, they bring you everything you need to know right at your fingertips or on your doorstep. Call Circulation today and ask for their monthly special. Call 574-936-3101 today. Pilot News, Marshall County's news source since 1851.
Looking for a stable career in an industry that doesn't slow down? Hoosier Racing Tire in Plymouth, Indiana is seeking motivated people who believe in quality and want to work in a safe environment. With thorough training provided for all positions, no experience needed. Second, third, and weekend shift production wages start around $20 an hour with potential at $25 an hour within a year. Quarterly bonuses, paid time off, and health insurance benefits that start on day one. Apply online at HoosierTire.com. That's HoosierTire.com. Hoosier Tire is an equal opportunity employer.
It's the Big B Coffee Halftime Show.
Back at Triton, the Trojan Trench, as it is called. And we have a 20-16 halftime score. Rusty Nixon with you along with Peyton Skirvin. And,
look at that.
This is what you get. When you come to Triton, they've got the stats for you. It's just all. Here I spent all that time totaling that stuff up, and I knew they were going to bring it to me. But
keeps you engaged mentally, Rusty. Keeps you sharp.
And once again, for basketball, it's one of the best places you could come. It's a great gym. It's an older gym, believe it or not, but it looks like it's brand new. They've done a lot of renovation here.
Well,
The floor is brand new, not by choice, but
yeah.
that was when
fun.
Mason McIntyre gave me a call and said somebody left there was a pipe that burst during Christmas break. Nobody was in the building for days, and they had ankle-deep water out here. So
yeah, well, Rusty, it's just what it is it's a community that loves their basketball.
Oh, they do.
You can just tell by how many people are here. You go out and drive around right now. There's probably nobody in town because everybody's here at the game.
And Plymouth traveled well tonight. We've got a nice crowd down there too. But you come here, you're going to get a lot of folks. And I guess I can't figure out the theme tonight. I think it's got to be like the islands or something, but then I'm seeing some kind of cowboy hat things, and I don't know.
More than anything, they're just having fun, Rusty. That's all that matters. They're having fun, and they're happy to see their Trojans playing well. This is always a big game for Triton, and same thing for Plymouth. It's one of those inter-county rivalries that you kind of live for when you're a kid, right? You play each other at least once a year, and then you play each other in travel ball, and then you play each other in baseball, and you learn to develop a little bit of a rivalry with these guys. And, it's a lot of fun, and it's part of the reason you see some emotion out there and some of that physical play.
2016, our halftime score. Let's take a quick look at the scoring first for Plymouth. The visitors, it was Kaylin Ellery with 3. Also had 4 rebounds to go with that, but I don't know. He's probably going to be on the bench to start the third quarter. He's got 3 fouls already. Parker Wolf has a bucket for 2. Also a couple of rebounds, couple of steals. Dan Nguyen with a 3-pointer. He also has 4 rebounds and 2 assists. And let's see, Caleb Ellery with a bucket for 2. He has a rebound. Parker Bagley with a bucket for 3. Hudson Davis came off the bench and turned his first touch into a 3. He's got 3 points as well. The other side of it, Triton with Landon Patrick, 3 for 4 from the line. He has 3 points. Jameson Swanson came off the bench and gave them a huge lift in that second quarter. 6 points for him on a couple of 3-pointers. Jaden Overmeyer with 3 buckets, 6 points. He's got 4 rebounds as well. Isaac Quintana didn't score, but he had 3 rebounds. And Brady Wood, they've done a nice job controlling him. Just 1 3-pointer. He is a guy as a freshman that would come onto the floor. You talk about somebody that would ignite them scoring-wise. He can really fill it up.
Really, certain kids, and players, they just have that burst of energy they bring onto the court or field or whatever it is they're playing. And, he did that a lot last year. You wonder, obviously now he's on everybody's scouting report. Not that he wasn't last year, but he's a year older. He's the player that he is. And, Plymouth, like you said, done a good job. He's only attempted 1 3. Triton, really the difference, they're just shooting a little bit better from the field, but nobody's shooting it exceptionally well.
Julian Swanson had a bucket for 1, but like you said, really 4 turnovers for Triton, just 2 for Plymouth. But, once again, this is the kind of a game we expected. It's a defensive battle. Really the difference in my mind is that Plymouth hasn't been able to really get anything to fall consistently. Yeah. They've gotten some good looks, gotten some good shots, but just haven't been able to make them fall.
Yeah, I'd be curious if they're a little more aggressive going to the basket. You only shot 2 free throws in that first half. Plymouth did. That's not really your style. I feel like you got to go in and probably create a little bit more, use some shot fakes, go in and then knock some free throws down to kind of let yourself get settled in.
Let's take a break. We come back, we'll have more of our halftime show. It is Triton 20, Plymouth 16. Max 98.3's Game of the Week.
McDonald's restaurants in Plymouth and Bremen, Indiana are now owned and operated by local residents Bill and Flo Bolt. Bolt Enterprises are proud to own and operate all 4 McDonald's restaurants in Marshall County. Become part of the McDonald's family today with Bolt Enterprises McDonald's. Absolute Plumbing, Heating, Cooling of Plymouth has become one of the leading service companies in northern Indiana. Serving Marshall, Stark, St. Joe, Fulton, LaPorte, Elkhart, and Kosciuszko County since 2014. They specialize in residential, commercial plumbing, heating, and cooling services. They also handle drain cleaning, water heater repair, commercial refrigeration, furnaces, generators, and much more. And they're the area's only York brand dealer. That's why Michiana has made Absolute Heating and Cooling their one-stop shop for service needs. Locally owned and operated with over 20 years of experience in the trade. Visit their website at absolutephc.com for complete service information. Absolute Plumbing, Heating, and Cooling, the area's top York brand dealer.
Johnson Danielson Funeral Home has been established in the community of Plymouth since 1879, and its staff is committed to providing care that goes beyond the expected in serving today's families who call Marshall County their home. They welcome families seeking options and alternative ways to pay tribute to someone, from burial packages to pre-planning to planning a checklist. The professionals, along with caring staff at Johnson Danielson, are available to assist your family 24 hours a day by simply calling 574-936-2829. Visit their website at johnsondanielson.com for a complete list of services. Johnson Danielson Funeral Home. Service beyond expectation.
Back live at Triton High School, Rusty Nixon along with Peyton Skirvin. A couple other games in progress. Don't have any scores yet, but a couple other teams in action tonight. Culver is taking on West Central. Also have Westview and LaVille in action tonight. I don't see the one that's Winnemac is supposed to be playing tonight. That's the game on the mothership over at WKVI. I don't know.
The Caston Argus game got rescheduled.
Caston and Argus. They got a lot of snow south of us. They got hit with another wave that came up. We only got that lake effect stuff. So a lot of those teams
Westview,
down south.
36, LaVille 19 at half.
Wow. Well, I guess that's not a huge surprise.
Westview team's always good.
Westview is they, and you know what? The Westview, in my mind, you go over there, and the names are different on those kids, but they all look exactly like the guys they had the year before.
Same. We got Winnemac tied up at 23 at the end of 3.
Well,
not a lot of offense, but
Mitch Columbi has that call over on WKVI. And here it is 20-16, and we're just about ready to get started here for quarter number 3. Triton with the lead. As we said, it's basically been Triton able to shoot the ball a little bit better.
Oh, without a doubt, Rusty. We'll see what kind of adjustments are made. Probably not a whole lot, man. Just try to knock down your shots.
Plymouth will have it out of the halftime break. Caleb will bring it across. Working left side, takes it back to the middle. Bagley now to Kalen. He goes to the corner to win, right off his fingertips, out of bounds. And Plymouth turns it over to start the third quarter, and that's not going to make anybody happy.
It's like you didn't expect it.
Triton will have it back. Landon Patrick will bring it over, looking to the sideline for the play call. He finally gets it. Overmeyer on the baseline now. Block to Wood, loses the handle, can't get the shot. Now gets it to Patrick, top of the key. He'll work right side of the lane, gives it up to Swanson. He'll take the three from that spot. Almost in, off the back, and Caleb Ellery comes away. Second rebound for him. The win into the paint with a twisting layup. Doesn't go down, but he gets fouled.
Yeah, really good job by Caleb. Just looking with his head up, right, in transition. It's easier to pass it than his dribble. Good job. Get you a look at, but like we said, get you a look at the free throw line, Rusty, which is really what you want to do to get yourself settled in shooting-wise.
The win there, he'll get 2 shots. The first one is up. That one is nothing but net. Dan now with 4 points on the night. He'll get a second one. I think he got on some scouting reports, too. He hadn't had a lot of good touches tonight. Second one goes down.
Free throws are always a great look, though, I'll tell you. Nobody defending him.
I just remember what I was taught about free throws by Bruce Grimm one night while he was shooting. I was rebounding for him as a little kid. It was an experience. Left side, Swanson. Patrick goes to the middle, lays it up, no good. Rebound knocked around, comes down to Overmeyer, his 5th. So Triton has another look at it. Brady Wood in the corner off the front of the rim. Kalen Ellery can't get the rebound, saves it into brother Caleb.
Pass ahead back to Kalen.
Kalen going to go the distance, splits it, goes to the corner to Bagley on the right or left side. Now tried to go on the block, and Overmeyer just takes it away.
Just can't have those turnovers, Rusty.
Good idea, but not a good pass on the block. So 20-18 the score. Triton with the ball in the lead. 6:26 to play in the third. Right side, Swanson looking in the middle. Thought about it again. Dribbles, hands it off in the corner to, I think that's Patrick. Yes, it is. Top of the key, Wood gets away with a half a step too much, I think, but no call. Down on the block, Overmeyer. Back to Wood in the corner. Takes it baseline. Double team. Kicks to Overmeyer. Gives up the shot. He'll hand it off to Riffle from the top of the key. No good. And Parker Wolf going to get called for a foul on the rebound.
Yeah, he's trying to box him out. You teach him, hey, if he's going to put his head under the backboard, you drive him into the wall, right, and box him out. Fortunately, Parker took that one a little too literal there and tried driving him into the wall. But, that's how you teach a box out, man. He's playing physical.
6:02 to play in the third. 2018 Triton, they have the ball. Comes in from Patrick to Overmeyer at the top of the key, right side Riffle. He's hardly touched the ball tonight. That's surprising to me. Swanson into the paint. Great drive. No foul call. Misses a shot. And Caleb Ellery comes out of there with his third board. Up quickly to Kalen. Nothing there. Back to Caleb in the corner for three.
What a look, Rusty. Just a little two-man ball. Nobody has better chemistry than two brothers, I'll tell you.
Don't
Incredible
imagine
to
they've
watch.
done that in the backyard.
little kick out a couple times, I'm sure.
Plymouth with a 21-20 lead now. 5:29. I think this is the first lead they've had in this game. Riffle with it on the right wing. Being guarded closely by Bagley. Kicks it over to Patrick. He'll wait for some guys to sort through. Riffle gets it, drives it, gets to the right block. Jump shot up, no good. Rebound fought for by three guys off the head of Kalen Ellery, and it'll belong to Triton.
Yeah, just a little tough one there. Sometimes those 50-50 balls just don't go your way.
So Triton will have it under the basket. Patrick lobs it out to Wood. Out near the volleyball line, hands it back to Patrick. Top of the key, Overmeyer. He'll drive it into the paint. Wood trying to go to the block. Does. Gets it to the right side. Boy, what a shot by Wood.
That's a great take, Rusty. That's hard to guard. Uses his body to create space and finishes.
22-21. Lead goes back to Triton. Caleb with it. Right side. Hands to Bagley. Back to Caleb in the corner. Top of the key, Nguyen. Left side. Kalen. He'll take the three. Off the front of the rim. Rebound to Swanson. 22-21, Swanson to the free throw line. Stops the drive, kicks it to Wood, or to Patrick. Now to Wood. He'll take it to the block again to Overmeyer, back to Riffle. He'll get to the baseline. Short jumper from the baseline. Misses it. Kalen Ellery, 6 rebounds now. He'll bring it up himself. Looking to hand it to somebody. He wants to get under the basket. He'll give it to Caleb. Greg Miller calling out a play. 22-21, Triton lead. 4 minutes to play here in the third. Right side has Kalen. Bagley, top of the key, Wolf. Left side, Caleb on the block, left side. Ellery makes some space. Doesn't get the shot to fall, but gets the foul.
Yeah, I love that set they run for Kalen. They set a little a back screen, what we call like a rip screen, allows him to run from the backside and post up on the block. When you just give him an inch, he's able to take it with that quick first step. Good job getting the line.
Second foul now on Overmeyer. And at the line, Kalen Ellery for 2. Misses the first one. Jamison Swanson comes in for Riffle. Isaac Quintana comes out for Patrick. I have been surprised at the just lack of touches that Gage Riffle's had tonight. Shot by Ellery is no good off the front of the rim, and Quintana comes away with his 4th rebound. 1 for 4 at the line tonight for Kalen Ellery. Swanson, corner it goes to Overmeyer. Tries the baseline, had Quintana on the block. Somehow Isaac fights the ball away from the win and hits the bucket.
Yeah, you got to come up with those 50-50 balls if you want to win a game like this. Triton's come up with a few of them in a row.
Quintana able to get it, and now it's 24-21 Triton. Caleb off the screen to win. Comes back to the middle, guarded closely by Wood. Parker Bagley now. Crossover to the right side on the wing. Kalen, clear out. He goes to the basket. Nothing there. Kicks to Caleb in the corner. In and out. Did everything but go down. And Quintana with his 5th rebound. Swanson to the paint. Nothing there. Kicks. Shot by Swanson. Bang. Somebody better find Jamison Swanson.
Sophomore can shoot, Rusty, that's for sure.
That's 3 for 3 from 3, and it's 27-21. 2:48 to play here in the third. Parker Bagley has Nguyen. Now Caleb Ellery. Looking for somewhere to go. Parker Wolf drives it. Has it knocked away. He'll get it on the left block. Kalen Ellery can't get it down. And so Quintana comes away with rebound number 6. 27-21. Some missed opportunities here for Plymouth as they trail it with 2:18 to play. And now somebody's going to get their third foul. And it's going to be Ellery. Let's see. It might not be 3 on him. It's 2.
Only 2.
The win was there as well. He has 2. And now Grayson Tyrone will come out, and Parker Wolf will get a break. 27-21, 2:15 to play here in the third. Obermeyer, top of the key. Off the screen. Wood will take the 3. Boy, you better not give him anything to look at either. We've seen him do that a lot over the last 2 years.
Way too much space off the catch, Rusty. You just can't allow that to happen, and I think that's going to be part of what Coach Miller says here in this timeout.
Full timeout for Plymouth. We'll take a break as well. Max 98.3's game of the week. Triton stretched this out to a 9-point lead at 30-21. We will be right back.
Plymouth and Bremen, Indiana are now owned and operated by local residents Bill and Flo Bolt. Bolt Enterprises are proud to own and operate all 4 McDonald's restaurants in Marshall County. Become part of the McDonald's family today with Bolt Enterprises McDonald's.
Back at Triton High School, Rusty Nixon, Peyton Skirvin. Minute 59 to play here in the third, and Triton, after giving up the lead briefly a few moments ago, has stretched it out now to 9 points at 30-21.
Came out and hit a couple sets right back-to-back, Rusty, and that's just kind of what they do. And when they, one team's making shots, the other one isn't, that lead gets extended. Plymouth's just got to relax a little bit, continue to get good looks, knock a couple down, and then I think you got to, at some point, you got to start getting some turnovers on defense, mix it up, and try to get some steals and go the other way. See what they do.
Both teams have 4 turnovers tonight, which is considerably lower than either one of them had in game 1. So both coaches probably okay with that, but Plymouth not able to make some shots fall. Tyrone takes it baseline, tries to kick it out as his pass stolen. Wood trying to go coast to coast, dribbles it off his foot, and they're going to say it's Triton ball, but I think he's going to get some help from his official on the other side. Yep, that's exactly right.
Good job.
The official made the call Triton ball, but he was shielded on the other side by everybody coming down the floor. The guy on this side had a perfect vision of it, as Wood just got a little bit ahead of himself, dribbled it off his foot. So Plymouth will have it back on the turnover. 30-21 Triton lead, minute 34. Nguyen has Caleb. He'll try to drive, and who's this going to be on?
That's on Bagley, moving on the screen.
I was going to say, it was one of those, he was moving, but I don't know. To me, that's a little 50-50, as he didn't move until after the contact was made, but you can't move setting a screen. So the foul sends it back to Triton. Swanson has Swanson. Jamison to Julian. In the middle to Obermeyer. Back to Julian. Thinks about the 3. He'll back it out. Gives it up to Obermeyer, top of the key. Now Jamison takes it to the paint. Brother Julian in the corner now. Drives baseline. Lays it up, lays it in. Nobody picked him up.
It's good offense right now by Triton, moving the ball, getting good looks.
32-21 now. Under a minute in the third. Plymouth with the basketball. Caleb Ellery has it out near the volleyball line to win on the right wing. Top of the key, Bagley. Caleb on the left wing. Has Tyrone off the screen. Top of the key. Now back to Bagley. Right wing. Tries to get Caleb on the block on the left side. Double team. Needs some help. Doesn't get it. Jamison Swanson comes away with a steal. 5 turnovers now for Plymouth. Under 30 seconds, you'll see Triton play for 1 every time on this.
Yeah, and we saw a backdoor attempt last time. Still waiting for a lob. They like to run them against the zone.
Whit Hoyo used to run that one.
Gosh.
He would just throw it in the air, and he went up and would grab that thing and put it in. 8 seconds now. Overmeyer, free throw line, turns, faces, drives. Nothing there. Corner. And Wood going to drive to the right, block, lay it in at the end of the quarter. Nobody picked him up. He left his man in the corner and makes it easy. As Brady Wood has 10 points now, and after 3, it is 34-21 Triton. We'll be right back. You're listening to Max 98.3's Game of the Week.
There's a trend happening around the educational world. More and more high school graduates are attending smaller community colleges to start their educational journey. At Marian University's Ancilla College, we welcome students from all walks of life. The opportunities at Marian University are endless, from living on campus to being a collegiate student athlete. From day one, your professors will help you create a plan for a success at Marian and beyond. Find out more about Marian University's Ancilla College through our website at marian.edu/Ancilla today. McDonald's restaurants in Plymouth and Bremen, Indiana are now owned and operated by local residents Bill and Flo Bolt. Bolt Enterprises are proud to own and operate all 4 McDonald's restaurants in Marshall County. Become part of the McDonald's family today with Bolt Enterprises McDonald's.
Back at Triton High School, Rusty Nixon, Peyton Skirvin, 34-21. We head to the final 8. Triton with the lead. Boy, Plymouth, after they took that 21-20 lead in the third, they didn't score again. And that was early on.
Yeah, that's no bueno if you're a basketball coach. That's you don't love a 13-0 run or a 14-0 run, that's for sure.
Triton will have it out of the break underneath Wood all alone, trying to find some room, gets caught on the baseline. Gives it up to Jamison Swanson, who just drives it. He's having a night, man.
Yeah, he is. He's a good player. He's only going to get better, too, with how young he is.
2 more for him, 36-21. 7:35, we're just underway in the fourth. Triton lead. Nguyen takes it to the paint, kicks it into the corner. Ellery has to reach down there and save it. He'll dribble it back out top, gets to the free throw line. Cornered to Nguyen. Nothing there. Swanson breaks it up. Baseline drive, Nguyen, 10-footer, nice, puts it in.
Needed it to stop the bleeding, ends a 16-0 run, Rusty. Now they got to pick up the defensive intensity if you're Plymouth.
36-23 now. Overmeyer has it to Wood in the corner. Top of the key, Swanson. Julian Swanson to Jamison Swanson on the right wing. Corner it goes, and that is Wood. He'll take it baseline, cut off. Has Quintana for a look at 3. Off the front of the rim. Rebound on the floor, and not sure who's going to get the foul here. I think it's going to be Tyrone.
Yeah, and that's just a consequence of not boxing out. It's got to be all 5 guys team rebounding, and that certainly wasn't the case there, and Tyrone pays the price.
Parker Wolf going to come out. Tyrone take a seat. 36-23. Triton will have it back under their basket. 6:46 to play. Pass comes into Wood. Hands it off to Riffle. He loses a handle, gets it back. Now hands it to Patrick. Sorts it out, goes down to the right side. Now they go Jamison on the left wing. Overmeyer caught on the baseline to Patrick. Riffle alone in the corner, misses the 3. And they're going to get Wood over the back, I think, on this one.
Yeah, let's see. Yeah, push him in the back. It's when you get that position on a rebound, Rusty, most of the time if that guy tries to reach through you, it's a foul. And that's just a product of being in the right spot. This game rewards you sometimes when you get to the right spot.
3 fouls now on Wood. Caleb will bring it across. Right side has it to Nguyen. Works to the middle, gives it up to Bagley. Back to Nguyen on the left side. He'll drive baseline, gets some room, he'll get fouled, and if that's on Wood, that's number 4.
Yeah, and I think it is. Good job by Dan being aggressive here. He needs to try to press a little bit and create something.
They're going to give that to Jamison Swanson.
You're right.
His first. 6:11 to play. Plymouth with it inbounds out of the foul under the basket. Parker Bagley with it top of the key. Now has Caleb in the left corner. Nguyen out near the timeline, dribbles it into the paint, has it knocked away from behind by Jamison Swanson into the hands of Wood. The turnover. Riffle, transition 3! Well, he finally got one to fall, and you better find him now, because now that the cover's off the basket for Riffle.
Yeah, it is. And this entire Triton team right now, they're scoring at will. Plymouth only one bucket here in this last run that Triton's been on.
Parker Wolf has new in. Off the screen, Kalen goes to the paint, drives his way in, has it knocked away, kicks it to Bagley. Off the front of the rim, Wood comes away with a rebound. Pushes it up. Right side, Jamison. Swanson to Wood in the corner. To Overmeyer, top of the key. Jamison thought about the three. As hot as he's been, it might not have been a bad idea. Wood into the paint, has it knocked away by Ellery. It'll stay Triton ball.
Yeah, Plymouth got to find a way, Rusty. I don't know if it's, trapping at some point or pressing at some point, but, and Triton's so good at getting easy shots off that, so it's easier said than done, but you got to find some sort of way to disrupt, just the rhythm that Triton has going right now.
Grayson Tyrone will come on. Tan to win will get a break. Julian Swanson will come on, and Wood will get a break. And triggering it in will be Landon Patrick. Lob comes to Riffle. Thought about it, drives it instead, lays it up, lays it in. Like I said, Riffle usually needs that one shot to kick it off, and then he's on a tear.
That's all he needed.
Right side it goes to Tyrone, top of the key. Caleb looking in the middle, nothing there. He'll back it out. Gets it to Bagley on the right side of the free throw line. Drives to the middle, kicks it to Kalen. He'll take the three, misses the three. Rebound comes down to Swanson. Number 3 for Julian. He'll bring it up himself. Goes to the block, goes to the paint, goes to the bucket, lays it in. And they need to find an answer to anything right now that Triton's doing. 43-23. And from the point where Plymouth had a 21-20 lead, they've only scored one more basket. That was early in the third quarter. Timeout here. We'll take a break as well. You're listening to Max 98.3's Game of the Week.
2018 with one goal: bring fast, reliable fiber internet to Marshall County. Today, we offer lightning fast speeds, equal upload and download with no contracts and no install fees. Whether you're working from home or streaming all night, Marshall County Fiber keeps you connected. We might be the new kid on the block, but we're growing fast, just like our internet. Visit marshallfiber.com or call 574-223-2191. MCF, making rural connections possible.
Back at Triton High School, Rusty Nixon, Peyton Skirvin. 43-23 our score, 4:23 to play in this one. Triton with the lead, and they've pretty much run away and hid. Plymouth had a 21-20 lead early in the third quarter. Obviously, Captain Obvious, one bucket since then.
Well, Rusty, sometimes it's a simple game. Score, you do well. You don't score, don't do well.
At that point, it looked like it might be one of those back and forth, whoever has the ball games. Triton had another idea. They have run away with this. 4:12 to play. On the block, Wolf trying to get something going, gets into the paint, and he gets bailed out. They're going to give Swanson a foul. He slipped in the paint, was about to travel, and they'll give Swanson the foul beforehand.
Yeah, probably a bailout there, but, you can live with it.
First one on Swanson. Caleb has it to Wolf. The pass is blocked. Swanson got it back as he'll get the block shot. Plymouth will have it under the basket. 4:04 to play. Looking for somewhere to go. Caleb has it deep to Kalen, and he'll bring it forward. Top of the key, working on Overmeyer. Cut off in the paint. Forces his way in, splits the defense, and it won't fall. Rebound fought for on the floor. It's going to go back to Plymouth as Overmeyer couldn't get a handle. Julian Swanson had it, kicked it up to him, and Jaden couldn't pick it up. So 43-23, Plymouth has it back, 3:53 to play. Oh, those shots just need to start falling.
Desperate
if they don't, you've got no hope. Kalen, nothing there. Has Tyrone. Over to Bagley, top of the key. Caleb, double team, kicks it to Kalen in the right wing. Brings it back to the middle, hands it to Bagley. He'll take the three, and it will bounce around the rim, no good, and Jamison Swanson with his second rebound. Brings it up to Julian, and they'll start the half court.
Yeah, they might milk this a little bit if they can. Wide open layups only.
Patrick to Riffle. He'll take it to the paint. He'll make a wide open layup. Doesn't get it to fall. Caleb with the rebound. Pushes it up quickly. Kalen to the basket. Lays it in. Now are they going to count it?
Now they called a foul on the ground.
I think they're going to call it on the ground as Kalen went to the bucket and laid it in. Going to call a foul was on the ground, so that's second foul on Jamison Swanson.
I'll tell you, Rusty, the continuation has made its way to the college game. Is the high school game next? That's tough to officiate, man.
Well, they have the loose ball foul now, so.
Yeah, that's true.
Bagley trying to get help. He'll keep it himself. Drives it into the paint. Has it knocked away. Caleb able to recover it. Kalen goes to the bucket. Can't hit the layup, and the rebound comes down to Obermeyer.
Just that kind of night for the team in red. Just cannot hit anything.
Boy, just good looks. I don't recall more than 2 or 3 bad shots, but just nothing will fall. 43-23, 2:37 and counting in this one. And Triton just going to probably put this thing on ice here for the rest of the game.
No reason not to. You're up 20. Use the clock as much as possible.
You talk about answering a challenge. Obermeyer gets a wide open look on the block, and he'll lay it in.
Yeah, you're right, Rusty. I mean, Plymouth came out and punched hard. They played really well defensively in the first half, and Triton's responded.
Well, I'm thinking even in the second half, we came out, took that lead, and since then it's like a wake-up call. They have been.
We're talking about a 25-2 run.
Since the 21-20 lead.
Yeah. That's wild. You do not see that in a high school game very often. And usually if you do, it's not in a game that's still only a 22-point game. Usually it's, one team is severely outclassed. Right now it's just Triton executing at an extremely high level.
Well, Triton with a 20-point lead is like some other teams with a 35 or 40-point lead.
No doubt.
2:10.
Yeah, Plymouth's going to clear the bench here too.
Caleb misses the free throw. We're going to see Allen. We're going to see Macias. We're going to see Hudson Davis come to the floor. Tyrone will stay out. Caleb Ellery will stay out.
Of course, somebody has to take shooter, so somebody's got to be the poor one that sits over by the scorer's bench, hoping he makes it so he can go in.
And Ellery will hit it. That's going to be Christian Cruz Mahler coming on. And Triton going to do the same. We're going to see everybody come out for them.
Seniors played well for Triton tonight. Reward them with a little time on the bench to watch and get the sophomores and freshmen involved.
I'm going to say you've had just an unbelievable response to a challenge here by Triton.
Yeah.
Pass to Quintana on the baseline, goes through his hands out of bounds. It'll be Plymouth basketball. Just the 7th turnover for Triton. Max Johnson comes out here. We saw him in the JV game. So it's going to be hard for me to catch these guys, but I'll do the best I can. Minute 57. Tyrone has Macias. Back to Tyrone. Davis backing in on the block, cut off. Kicks it out to Allen. Now Macias working right side. Nothing there. He'll give it up to Mahler. Tyrone will back it out. They'll set up a half court. Davis on the right side, looking in the middle. Nothing. Macias top of the key, cut off. Needs help, gives it to Tyrone, tries to drive it, jump step, hands it to Davis, to Macias. Minute 26, Macias to the block, triple team, kicks it to Cruz Mahler. He'll take it to the paint, lays it up all the way around the rim and out. And the rebound comes down to Triton. That is Levi McFarland with his first rebound, and then driving it to the paint is Johnson, and he's cut off but fouled on the way there.
Yeah, good job. Not surprising. Triton brings their subs in. They're still moving the ball, getting open shots. That's what they do. Kids been playing together a long time.
These guys have been running these sets and this defense since they were probably 8 years old?
Yeah, easily. And watching it since they were younger.
45-24, minute 8 to play. Shot off the back of the rim. Johnson misses it.
There you go. There's some film for the second half for Triton to watch. You missed a free throw. Learn from that one, I guess.
Second one from Johnson goes, he learned already. He gets that one to fall.
takes a glance from coach, knock it down.
46-24, minute 4 to play. Right side, Macias, top of the key, Cruz Mahler. Allen, corner, Tyrone for 3. Off the side of the backboard, Macias comes away with a rebound, drives it, and scores it. Aiden Macias with a rebound bucket.
First
Pass
varsity
up.
points for the kid.
Transition 3 from the second row of the bleachers by Jaden Arnett.
Coach Grove's not loving that one.
40 seconds left. Rebound to Plymouth. Shot by Allen. No good. Johnson comes away with the rebound. 30 seconds now. 46-26 the score. McFarland will bring it across. Gives it up to Large. Now a 3 attempt by number 3, Blaze Hensley. Buries it, makes it 49-26. We've got 13 seconds. That ought to be pretty much it. Plymouth passes it. Macias has it knocked out of bounds. You got these guys on the floor. I like seeing this, though. Let them play. This may be the only time these guys get to see the varsity floor for a couple of weeks. Let them do some things. Davis for a 3. Off the front of the rim. Rebound comes down in the hands of Arnett. And that's going to do it. So our final here tonight was a lot different as the game went on. Triton just runs away and hides. 49-26 our final here. We'll take a break. We'll have our post-game show. You're listening to Max 98.3's Game of the Week.
In a world where there's so many ways to get your news, stay connected by finding out information about your school, local news, along with sports and current events. With a subscription to the Pilot News, they bring you everything you need to know right at your fingertips or on your doorstep. Call Circulation today and ask for their monthly special. Call 574-936-3101 today. Pilot News, Marshall County's news source since 1851.
At Marshall County REMC, they are more than just your electric provider. They're your neighbors, your partners, and your connection to a brighter future. Since 1936, they have been powering homes, farms, and businesses with reliable service, innovative energy solutions, and a commitment to our community that never wavers. It's not just about keeping the lights on, it's about keeping our community strong. Marshall County REMC, powering progress, powering you. Learn more at marshallremc.com.
There's a trend happening around the educational world. More and more high school graduates are attending smaller community colleges to start their educational journey. At Marian University's Ancilla College, we welcome students from all walks of life. The opportunities at Marian University are endless, from living on campus to being a collegiate student athlete. From day one, your professors will help you create a plan for a success at Marian and beyond. Find out more about Marian University's Ancilla College through our website at marian.edu/Ancilla today. Time now for the postgame, brought to you by McDonald's.
And we're back here at Triton High School. Rusty Nixon with Peyton Skirvin, and we've watched Plymouth take one on the chin tonight, 49-26. Triton with the win here, and I just it was like when Plymouth took that lead, a light went on for the guys in blue, and it was just, that was lights out from that point on.
Rusty, they just locked in. I don't know any other way to say it, but they absolutely locked in. I mean, they finished that game on a 29-4 run. That is insane, Rusty. A 29-4 run in a game that you won by 23 points.
That's the point, too. I mean, when you think about it, for that whole first half and for the beginning of that third quarter,
it was punch for punch.
It was back and forth. And when Plymouth took that lead, I thought we were in for one of these, whoever has the ball is going to have the lead games. Boy, they had another idea at that point. It was like, I think we're just going to go take it over from here. And they sure did. Defensively is what they just took everything away.
You know, and it makes you wonder, what could the ceiling be of this Triton team? Because they absolutely played phenomenal basketball in that second half. It'll be interesting to see, moving forward, because this is, one of the bigger schools that Triton plays. So, they play like that, it's going to be hard to find a team in this area that can compete with them, let alone beat them. I mean, that was impressive stuff, Rusty.
The other thing about that is, Plymouth, for all their youth and whatever, they are very athletic. You're talking about a team that that has some guys with the athleticism that can play. So,
Yeah.
you're talking about a team that gives you a challenge every night just with their athleticism.
Yeah, Rusty, and you're completely right. But for Triton to just kind of just play their game, and that'll happen. You said Plymouth took one. They took one on the chin tonight. That'll happen when you come into the trench like this and you play a Triton team that is extremely disciplined and did things the way they want to do things. You can play good for a half, and then all of a sudden this can happen.
I think the shooting percentage, I don't know, we'll probably get that sheet here in just a minute, had to be really low tonight for Plymouth. They just could not get anything to fall.
Yeah, and that's a testament to a Triton defense. But I think Plymouth still got some quality looks. I think they're going to be happy looking back on the film with the shots they were able to get, just not nearly enough to fall.
Let's take a look at the scoring for Plymouth. First, it was Kalen Ellery. He had just 3 points tonight, 6 rebounds to go with that. Had a little foul trouble, had 3, but didn't get another one after that third quarter. Parker Wolf had a basket for 2. Dan Nguyen was 7 points tonight. He had 4 rebounds and a couple of assists as well. Caleb Ellery with 6 points and 4 rebounds. Parker Bagley with 3 points. Hudson Davis with 3 points, and Aiden Macias at the end had a bucket for 2. For Triton, it was Blaze Hensley off the bench. Blaze a 3 in that fourth quarter as the time was running down. Landon Patrick, 3 points, but you watch him, he could score probably 15, 20 points a game, but he just sets everybody else up. He's the prototype of a point guard. As we were talking about on the way home here. Thank you, sir. The fact that a point guard, I was taught, it's not just passing a ball to a guy. You need to get the ball in a position so that when your pass goes to him, it's a catch and shoot, and he does that.
Well, you look at Triton's assist numbers. They had 12 assists. That's 24 points, and not including threes, off of a pass, and that's going to set you in a really good position to win basketball games.
Patrick had 3 points. Jamison Swanson, talk about a lift off the bench. Boy, 11 points for him, all of those in the second half. Jaden Obermeyer with 8 points, 6 rebounds. Isaac Quintana came off the bench. He only had 1 bucket for 2, but had 6 boards. And once again, all of those key rebounds in that third quarter when they made their run. 10 points for Brady Wood, 1 for 2 at the line for Max Johnson. He had a point, and then 6 points for Julian Swanson with 4 rebounds. Once again, they got a double point guard. Swanson, again, one of those guys just gets the ball to guys in spots where they can actually do something with it.
Without a doubt, Rusty, and that's a testament to this basketball team and how they play together. It's just knowing where to be and knowing where that guy's going to be.
Going to take a break. We come back. I hope you have a play of the game.
I do. I got one.
You do?
I got
okay,
one.
so we will have our play of the game coming up. So stay right there.
McDonald's restaurants in Plymouth and Bremen, Indiana are now owned and operated by local residents Bill and Flo Bolt. Bolt Enterprises are proud to own and operate all 4 McDonald's restaurants in Marshall County. Become part of the McDonald's family today with Bolt Enterprises McDonald's. Here's a play of the game brought to you by Absolute Plumbing, Heating, and Cooling.
Back at Triton High School, Rusty Nixon, Peyton Skirvin. Play of the game, man. Who is it?
Play of the
What
game.
is it?
It's going to go to that, that buzzer beater at the end of the third quarter.
Oh,
it was
yeah.
a huge part of this run. It was kind of right in the middle of it and kind of sparked it. I think it made it, 24-21, and it was a part of that 29-4 run that Triton went on, and that was courtesy of Brady Wood, the sophomore. He just caught, the set broke down. He caught it in the corner. He attacked baseline, finished through contact, flexed a little bit at the crowd, and felt great about it. So Brady Wood's buzzer beater at the end of the third quarter, that's going to be our play of the game here today.
That was kind of the dagger, wasn't it, right there?
It certainly was.
Brady Wood, the bucket, driving it to the bucket at the end of the third quarter for a bucket. Did I say bucket enough times?
Yeah, a couple times. You're good.
Okay, a buck or two. And we'll be back here in just a minute. We got one other thing to do, and that's our player of the game, so stay there.
Absolute Plumbing, Heating, Cooling of Plymouth has become one of the leading service companies in northern Indiana, serving Marshall, Stark, St. Joe, Fulton, LaPorte, Elkhart, and Kosciuszko County since 2014. They specialize in residential, commercial plumbing, heating, and cooling services. They also handle drain cleaning, water heater repair, commercial refrigeration, furnaces, generators, and much more. and they're the area's only York brand dealer. That's why Michiana has made Absolute Heating and Cooling their one-stop shop for service needs. Locally owned and operated with over 20 years of experience in the trade. Visit their website at absolutephc.com for complete service information. Absolute Plumbing, Heating, and Cooling, the area's top York brand dealer.
Who doesn't like pizza, right? But have you tried the pizza at Bourbon Street Pizza lately? More fresh ingredients and a new pizza sauce recipe. It's like a slice of heaven each and every time you take a bite. And now there's 16 new style of pizzas for you to choose from on the menu. And let's not forget the mouth-watering wings or their 5 different pasta dishes to choose from. Bourbon Street Pizza with area locations in Plymouth, Culver, Argus, Walkerton, Napanee, and in Bourbon. If you're looking for a quick and delicious dinner for the entire family to enjoy, look no further than a Bourbon Street Pizza location near you.
Bourbon Street Pizza presents the player of the game.
And I think we're in agreement on this. The player of the game is going to be
Jameson Swanson, the absolute spark plug off the bench here tonight. Russ, he came in, fired up some cold-blooded threes. To be a sophomore and come in playing among those seniors and saying, boys, I got us. Let me knock these down. That's an easy player of the game for me.
He was 3 of 3 from the three-point line into the night with 11 points, but I got to agree, it was that spark that he gave them in that third quarter especially that carried them onto that win. So Jameson Swanson, our Bourbon Street Pizza player of the game. Final score again, 49-26. Thanks for joining me.
Absolutely.
Programming note, Friday night, we will be once again at Walkerton, and it'll be John Glenn LaVille.
That'll be a fun one here.
Oh, that ought to be really fun.
Get to see LaVille for the first time.
Get to see John Glenn for a second time and
see their growth. We saw him play really hard the first time. It'd be fun to see him again.
See what they have been able to accomplish over the last couple of weeks. So it'll be John Glenn against LaVille, our game of the week coming up on Friday. And Saturday, Coach's Show, I don't know what we'll pull something out.
Yeah, you'll find somebody.
We'll figure out something. But anyway, Saturday Coach's Show starts at 7. That's going to do it for us here from Triton. I'm Rusty Nixon for Peyton Skirvin. Our final score again, 49 for Triton, 26 for Plymouth. Have yourselves a great evening.
Tonight's game brought to you by Coca-Cola, Hoosier Tire, Marion's University Ancilla College, First Federal Bank, Big B Coffee, McDonald's, Absolute Plumbing, Heating, and Cooling, Bourbon Street Pizza, Culver Portside Marina, Marshall County REMC, the Pilot News Group, Marshall County Fiber, Johnson Danielson Funeral Home. Don't forget to visit us online at sportsthemax.net, on Facebook, and on the web.